Okay, good workout, ladies. Woo! All right. Hi, I'm Terry Power, and I'll be your host for each incredible LPWA video release from PM Entertainment. Come with me, I'll show you exactly what it takes to be a professional wrestler up close and very personal. And as you can imagine, our lives are very glamorous and exciting. We travel all around the world, meeting fascinating people, but also it's real hard work. There is no substitute for being in shape, and as someone once said, practice truly does make perfect. Here at the training center, the super ladies of the LPWA spend numerous hours training and perfecting all of their skills. The result of this is nothing less than a fierce competition between some of the finest athletes in the world, just as you'll see in the 7 matches to follow. Oh, and including one of my biggest moments, my challenge for the world title. So, while we're here, kick back, enjoy while the ladies are battling. I'll be here pumping. Oh, and after the matches, I'm going to take you into a place where the public rarely goes, into my dressing room. There, I'll show you some secrets on how I avoid some pain and bruising. See you soon.
Hi everybody, I'm Ken Resnick and welcome to LPWA No Holds Barred. 7 great matchups in store for you, featuring some of the greatest, most popular stars of the LPWA. You'll see Magnificent Mimi, Tina Moretti, Medusa Michelli, the tag team champions Team America and Bad Black and Beautiful, the long-awaited main event, Terry Power going for the title against Lady X, and kicking things off, tag team action, Bambi and Malia Hosaka against the Nasty Girls.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for 1 fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Stone Mountain, Georgia, weighing 138 pounds, Bambi! And her tag team partner, weighing 110 pounds, from Osaka, Japan, Malia Hosaka! Their opponents this evening weigh a combined weight of 235 pounds, both from Beverly Hills, California. They are the Nasty Girls.
Well, Jim Cornette, the action continues here on LPWA and the Super Ladies, and this is quite a team that really the fans across the country have been enjoying of late, and that is Osaka and Bambi. No, you're talking about the flower of young American womanhood, Nasty Cat, Nasty Linda, the Nasty Girls, a joy every time that I see them. Hello? You obviously talk to different people than I do. Everywhere I go across the country, people are talking about this team. And that is Bambi and Osaka, the speed, the agility, the Oriental style of Osaka, and the good old American style of Bambi. And right now...
Well, you got a girl that needs to be working in a dry cleaners, and you've got a redneck chick from somewhere in Georgia against a couple of finely tuned athletes, a great tag team, beautiful combination together, the Nasty Girls, and also, once again, they're always so cordial.
Yeah.
Always have such a good attitude.
Right. Let's talk about the restaurant in Beverly Hills that they got thrown out of for starting a food fight.
Now let's not talk about those food fights again, Joe. Yeah, Bambi putting the pressure on. Hey, what about that painting a little early? You know, it could have been worse. It could have been aluminum siding.
Well,
I think she looks better with a paint job. Team America, painted up, fixed up, and cleaned up for once, courtesy, of course, of the Glamour Girls, the Queen and his court, along with Bad Black and Beautiful and everybody else involved.
And we all know now what that's caused with Boogaloo Brown, and I think that's very well deserved.
Yeah, you would. Well, I've got comments which I'll reserve till later on about the Boogaloo Brown situation. I think the suspension was very unfair, and I'll get into that later on. But right now you see Bambi in the ring putting the pressure on the Nasty girl. That's Kat in the ring right now. But I don't think that Hosaka and Bambi's teamwork is going to hold out for long against an experienced team such as the Nasty Girls.
Well, now, I don't know. There, Osaka throws the Nasty Girl in, and there's the reverse kick.
Oh, my God! She caught her right in the mouth, Joe. Didn't even get but a 1.5 count. I think the Nasty Girl was so shocked by that foot, she had to get up to make sure she's still alive.
Well, it takes Osaka down, and Osaka's in the wrong corner as the Nasty Girls are now double teaming. One of them's got the hair, and the other one is putting the fist into the stomach. And look at that, wheels are across the ring using the hair, stomping right there on the midsection. And as we see, the Nasty Girls have no qualms whatsoever about using the hair.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if that girl's got hair on her head when she gets in the ring, and that's what she deserves. If she doesn't want her hair pulled, she ought to cut it off. Wouldn't look any worse bald anyway.
Well, as you see there,
boy, we felt that one under our feet when she hit that concrete floor.
Bambi goes over and puts a stop to that, but now we've got all 4 of the ladies outside the ring.
Man, this is a mess. They're brawling all over the place, out on the floor, swinging lefts and rights, pulling hair. The referee's signaling for the bell.
Well, it's the only way I think he's going to get anything solved here.
Oh, a slam on the floor. Slam right on that concrete floor with just very thin carpeting. The Nasty Girls regrouping. What's the, wait a minute, they're going back down. Bambi.
Now look, Bambi, she ran her head together.
And again.
Meeting of the mind, Bambi.
What's the official decision going to be from the referee? I'm not sure. He's trying to separate the contestants. The ring announcer getting up to hopefully make an announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been ruled a double disqualification.
Oh, come on. Hosaka and Bambi broke every rule of the book.
The Nasty Girls threw her out of the ring and then went out after her. The only solution there could have been.
Right there is the ones ought to be suspended.
I
Bambi and
couldn't agree
Hosaka.
more.
The very first time Tina Moretti stepped into the ring, it became a mutual admiration society between her and the fans of the LPWA. Each and every time she gets into the ring, Tina Moretti seems to be getting just a little bit better. This, without a doubt, her toughest test. It's her opponent, none other than the great star, Judy Martin. Here's all the action.
In the ring, weighing in at 165 pounds, from Columbus, South Carolina, Judy Martin. And her opponent, weighing in at 134 pounds, from the state of California, Tina Moretti.
To be in professional wrestling, she could almost be a model. She's got to work it out for against Judy Martin.
Well, she's got her hands full right now from Judy Martin, because if anybody can spoil the debut, it would be Judy Martin.
I don't know, referee Jesse Hernandez, I think wrongfully accusing Tina Moretti of pulling some hair. She was just bouncing into the ropes. Judy is trying to, Judy Martin is just outsmarting referee Jesse Hernandez. Tina Moretti is not pulling any hair. Judy Martin is claiming it, and the referee, for whatever reason, is choosing to buy it.
Well, the reason she's doing that is because she's trying to upset Tina Moretti.
Judy now, Tina Moretti, I think she's choking her. She's trying to keep the referee out of position. Tina very smartly backing Judy into the ropes.
Very dangerous entrance from the Martin. I wouldn't be surprised to see a real battle here and see Judy Martin come out on top.
I think a little bit of that Italian temper, and Judy Martin may be making a mistake if she gets the gal from California mad. Tina Moretti just won the stage. Right. Tina's more than ready to have a test of strength, but there's that cagey catch from Judy Martin. Judy Martin got to say, Tina Moretti with a drop kick very quickly, and another one. Judy almost right out of the ring. Tina Moretti showing she's not about to back down from anybody.
Martin smartly swinging out of the ring there. Can't quite put a finger on what's happening here against Tina Moretti.
I think Judy may have taken Tina a bit lightly. By the way, these matches are a presentation of the Ladies Professional Wrestling Association Incorporated, and a rebroadcast and reproduction without the express written consent of the LPWA is prohibited. Judy now turns to an arm bar and gives her a shot right in that shoulder socket.
Then you're going to see Tina Moretti to professional wrestling right now here.
Right into the turnbuckle. And now knee to the breadbasket. Judy Martin is crafty as they come. She's very scientific. Welcome to the world of the LPWA, where all is not sugar and spice and everything nice.
Italian temper you're talking about.
Exactly. He goes in for a headlock. Around a little bit too. He goes back into the corner. Referee Jessica Hernandez orders a break. Backdrops Tina right on the mat.
Very smartly done by Judy Martin.
You won't got to get up awfully early to outsmart Tina Moretti.
Not only that, but you better reach the ring.
Oh, she missed.
Did it again.
She missed. Judy Martin now wrestling with a clothesline.
The winner, Tina Moretti.
There is no question what Reggie Bennett lacks for in experience, she makes up with size and strength, being one of few women ever to bench press well over 200 pounds. But she will be tested to the limit in this matchup, as her opponent is none other than former AWA World Champion Candy Devine. This should prove to be very interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing 132 pounds, Candy Devine. Her opponent this evening from Venice Beach, California, weighing 170 pounds, Reggie Bennett.
Well, the fans really have taken a liking to Reggie Bennett.
Look at her. They're scared not to like her.
Well, her opponent is from Nashville, the Music City, USA, Candy Devine.
Candy Devine obviously has experience on Reggie Bennett, but Reggie Bennett, of course, with the size and the strength advantage. You know, while earlier, before the program started taping today, while you were chatting up that girl over at the blackjack table, I took the opportunity to talk to Reggie Bennett. I found out a little bit about her background. You know that she, in addition to being a 10-year veteran of bodybuilding and powerlifting, has also done modeling, done commercials. She's been wrestling for 3 years. You know what her hobby is? She chases good-looking men. That's what she told me. And the horrible thing...
Jim Cornette.
Yeah, that's what she told me. The horrible things happen when she catches them. As a matter of fact, it's a strange muscle reaction. They're always smiling when they're delivered to the morgue. I don't know what it is. Some strange physiological response.
You know, sometimes when I'm here with you, I think about those things they say. The views of the announcers are not necessarily those of the LPWA. Jim Cornette, let's say this, your imagination is the only thing I know more vivid than your imagination or your sports eyes.
Well, speaking of vivid, that was a vivid escape from that head scissors, and it may be only partially imagination. You never know until you try. Right now, Reggie Bennett in control of Candy Devine with the headlock, and that's the thing. Devine is going to have to stay away from these power holds and these power moves. They're taking a good handful of hair. Hey, it's a hold that nature invented. Good handful of hair.
Well, she used it to her advantage, and now she's still got a grab of that hair and just doing those mares with her hair. Now look at this. She's standing on her hair and pulling her up.
Talking about the views of the announcers, my view's great from here. I don't know about yours, Joe. Right now, look, standing on the hair of Reggie Bennett, Candy Devine pulling up on both arms. Reggie Bennett, that's the way that you've got to go after a big girl like this. You have got to... Wait a minute! She just flipped her right over on her head. And now Reggie Bennett is in the driver's seat, sitting on top of Candy Divine's head.
Candy Divine thought that she had things in control, and Reggie Bennett used that strength and that power to literally just flip her over using her feet. And now,
well, Divine's going to get nowhere here either. See, Reggie Bennett just used a little leverage, and applies the overhand wrist lock to Candy Divine. Divine cannot possibly match an overhand wrist lock or any type of move that requires strength and leverage with Reggie Bennett. She's going to have to go to the legs. I say break her down at the knees. That's the way to get her.
well, Candy Divine, the ironic part is Candy Divine probably can out-wrestle Reggie Bennett. But she keeps wanting to take the short route, and it leads to things like this. Reggie Bennett getting the upper hand, drops twice right down across Candy. Goes, whoa! Candy moves out of the way and leaves Reggie laying on the mat. There's a stop to the stomach. There's another one. 3 times now, right into the stomach. But this time, Bennett held on and pulled Candy Divine down.
Boy, Bennett is just like a bulldog tonight. She is staying on top of Candy Divine. And Divine, to be honest, has not come up with the proper strategy from the outset of this match, because she's not gone at Bennett in the possible weak points that Bennett might have that Candy Divine can capitalize on. She's just not done it, and Bennett so far has really controlled the tempo.
She just throws her across the ring. Jim Cornette, you've been known for many years as a ring strategist and a ring technician. If you were managing Candy Divine, what would be your advice? What would you do to tell her to prepare and get in a match with somebody like Reggie Bennett? Because everything she's trying so far has left her right like the position she's in now.
Well, if I was managing Candy Divine, I don't think I would have signed a contract for the match. But given that has taken place, I would have advised her go for the knees. Go for the knees. Break her down at the knees. If she can't stand up, well, as a good old friend of mine once said, if a table doesn't have 4 legs, it's no good to anybody. You can't stand up if you haven't got any support. So go for the knees, go for the legs. If that fails, take it to the air, because a smaller girl flying through the air will carry more weight than a bigger girl standing in one place.
Well, now, if I didn't know better, I'd swear that she heard you, because now she's got her in a Boston Crab. Now, this is what I was going to ask you. Well, wait a minute.
Problem is, she went for both legs at the same time, and Bennett is too strong. You got to isolate one limb.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. With somebody with the strength in the legs of Reggie Bennett, how would you do it? But that's it. You go for just one of them at a time.
Guys, don't put a hold on the knee. Kick it from the side. Kick it from the back. Take the knee out. That's the
Why do it legally when you can do it the easy way, right?
Kick it with the flat of the foot. It'd be legal. Right now, backslide, but couldn't hold Candy Divine over. Reggie Bennett, now this is another thing. See if you can stay away from her. See if you can cause her to wear her own self down, because Reggie Bennett, being bigger and heavier, even if she's in great condition, is not going to have the stamina of a lighter girl like Candy Divine, who's also in good condition. If the match goes a certain point in time, say 15 minutes, then Candy Divine would have the advantage just on sheer stamina alone.
Bennett takes her and throws her into the ropes. Clothesline, a devastating move when you've got the size and the strength of a Reggie Bennett to back it up. Now what's she doing? She's just surveying the situation.
She's waiting for her to get in a position for a drop kick. Can you believe that, Joe?
You know, we talk about the size and the strength, and then she goes to an aerial move like a drop kick. And now, that's the Reggie rack. She has got Candy Divine up in the Reggie rack, and
back she goes. Good night. She dropped her all the way down. That's it.
She put her up in the rack and dropped her for the victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the bout, Reggie Bennett!
This matchup should truly be Katie Bar the Door, the World Tag Team Champions, Team America, Misty Blue Sims and Heidi Lee Morgan, against Bad Black and Beautiful, Bad Girl and Black Venus, managed by Boogaloo Brown. The title is not on the line. Both teams with some scores to settle and bad blood between them, to say the least.
Fans, this bout is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing 125 pounds, Heidi Lee Morgan. And her tag team partner from South Glens Falls, New York, weighing 118 pounds, Misty Blue Sims. And fans, they are the LPWA Tag Team Champions, Team America. And their opponents this evening, first from Big Springs, Texas, weighing 175 pounds, the Bad Girl. And her partner from Stamford, Connecticut, weighing 150 pounds, Black Venus. They are accompanied to the ring by their manager, Boogaloo Brown. And fans, they are bad, black, and beautiful.
This should be a main event that will go down in LPWA history. It's not a title match. It is the Tag Team Champions, Team America, taking on what many people feel are their number one competitors, their number one challengers, and that being Bad, Black, and Beautiful. And as you know, I had Bad, Black, and Beautiful here on the Slugger last week, and what a tremendous time I had visiting with my good friend Boogaloo Brown. Boogaloo tells me that I'm one of the best moonwalkers he's ever seen. He taught me, he gave me a little lesson. I was back there, I was moonwalking, I was breakdancing, I had so much soul, it was hard to control. You understand what I'm saying in public, if you will. Let's don't get started.
I have so much soul, I can't believe how much soul I was getting. You know, it's just taking over me right now.
I like to have something take over you right now. In the ring, Heidi Lee Morgan is taking over on Black Venus. Black Venus and the Bad Girl had some very strong comments about Team America last week. We'll find out today if they can back those comments up.
Hey, I'll tell you what, they can back up a lot of things in that ring. And what's more right now, speaking of backing up, Team America's not backing up. They're going straight ahead 100%. But I'm sure it's only a matter of time before Black Venus figures out an escape for this current predicament she's in. Once again, USA, USA. Where do they think that these girls are from?
They don't care, Jim. It's a team. It's a chant and a cheer for Team America.
As far as I'm concerned, you chant USA, you could be cheering for whoever is from the United States of America. And as a matter of fact, any outlying maybe territories there, like the Virgin Islands.
Look at this beautiful move now by Heidi Lee Morgan. She's bridged, and look at Bad Girl comes in and puts an end to that beautiful move. And Heidi Lee, I think, just got aggravated.
The only problem with a move like that, you leave your midsection exposed and open to damage. Very vulnerable in a position like that, but it was an excellent move. Right now, Heidi Lee Morgan makes the switch off to Misty Blue. He's going to step over.
Figure. This could be it. Black Venus is trapped right in the middle of the ring. In a figure four leg lock, and Misty is putting the real strength and power. Now she's telling the referee, watch her over there. Don't let her interfere. In the meantime, she takes care of Black Venus.
Boogaloo Brown, most upset. You know, Boogaloo told me that here tonight he was going to have a special guest, his very good personal friend, the Reverend Al Sharpton. It's supposed to be here tonight.
Unfortunately, he won't be able to make it from what I understand.
Oh, no, I was looking forward to seeing Al again.
Unfortunately, Al won't be able to be here. By the way, I understand there's absolutely no truth to the fact that Boogaloo Brown's real first name is Virgil.
No, none whatsoever. That was a vicious rumor going around, but understand that Boogaloo Brown's real first name is still unknown to most. Of course, I know it. But I'm sorry, Reverend Al's not going to be here. I was looking forward to getting some hair care tips from him.
Him and Don King, right?
No, Don King's hair is too dry. That's the problem there. It didn't work for me.
Black Venus is in trouble in the ring. She's had that leg hurt, and she's making a tag on the Bad Girl, who comes in pretty strong. Now let's see if she's going to be able to hold on to that. She's got Heidi Lee in. A headlock pulls her over. Heidi Lee is down. Bad Girl now using the strength of that upper body to put the pressure on Heidi Lee Morgan's head and neck.
You know, it was just a couple of weeks ago in the match between Team America and the Glamour Girls, we saw that mysterious unknown person who we thought might be Sammy Davis Jr.
Don't hand me that.
come into the
Don't
ring.
hand me that. You're talking about when Boogaloo Brown came into that match with Terry Power and used the cane, it was Boogaloo Brown. You and I have agreed we're not going to discuss that anymore. Wally Carbo won't talk about it. I won't talk about it. It was Boogaloo Brown.
Not at all.
When you ask him about it, you ask him if it was him, and he said, what did you think he was going to say? Yeah, I was suspended. If they find out it was me, I'll be suspended forever. But yeah, it was me.
He's honest. He's a man of his word. He would have said so.
He's as honest as the day is long.
Days are getting shorter these days.
That's when they've got 18-hour days in Alaska. Right now, we've got Heidi Lee Morgan is not faring very well in the ring.
Black Venus would have had Terry Power whipped to at that point.
All right, we've got all 4 women in the ring now, and then there's a switch, and Black Venus goes, whoa! What? Team America was able to make the switch. They weren't. In the meantime, right in the middle of the ring,
Wait a minute.
Black Girl stops the pin from taking place and turns them over, and surely the referee won't. Yes, he will. There's your 3 count.
He did. Don't call me Shirley.
In the middle of all this confusion, the referee sees Black Venus laying on top of Heidi Lee Morgan and counts her out.
Fans, here is your winner, the team of Bad, Black, and Beautiful.
I don't know how this one happened, Jim Cornette.
She's complaining.
I don't know how this one could have happened. Thank goodness it was not a title match, but the winners of this match are Bad, Black, and Beautiful.
They say it's not so much the size of the dog in the fight, but rather the size of the fight in the dog. And boy, does that fit sexy Cindy Paradise. Always gives away size and strength, but will step into the ring against anyone. And her opponent today, none other than the flamboyant, the gorgeous, magnificent Mimi.
From Chicago, Illinois, she is Cindy Paradise. 130 pounds from Hollywood, California, she is magnificent Mimi.
Well, Cindy Paradise has certainly got to work it out for you. You got to give Cindy credit, but I'll tell you, she will sign to wrestle anyone. And there's that quickness of Cindy. She breaks underneath. Mimi seems a little frustrated. And Cindy takes her down. Flying drop toe holds. Really good. Now they're again smart move by Cindy. As long as she keeps Mimi on the mat, the gate size differential and the strength differential, the height, everything. Now they're even Steven.
Of course, Mimi's not that much bigger than Cindy. She definitely is. But I mean, the only mistake that I think the only mistake that I thought she made turned out to be a plus.
Now see there, Cindy went for cover, I think a little too early. They gave Mimi a chance to get back on the offense. Mimi now snaps Paradise over very quick in a suplex. One thing about Mimi, once she gets in high gear, and I admire it, she never gives her opponent a chance to rest. She is relentless. Holds on to the hair. Referee,
You're allowed to hang on to a hold for a second as long as you break by 5. So that one could, so to speak, spend the whole night.
drop kick.
Long drop kick.
Looks at the ref, says, what do you want me to do? And goes, well, quick. Hey, Cindy comes up with a toe of her own. Says we're going to step over the toe hold. Twist that knee out. Cindy now wraps it around again. Maybe you have to be careful. Get that shoulder down for count on, and now kicks off the Star of Paradise. Jonathan Blue at ringside enjoying the proceedings of his opponent. And I don't know if she's setting up for pile driver, exactly what she's going to do.
I think she had something in mind she intended to do. Cindy started to slip a little, and she went, well, I just better unload.
I just want to keep carrying her right. Just got to right this side, right to the mat. Absolutely. The crowd here referring to the black of hair. The head of Jonathan Blue. Pisses it up, or Paradise ended up doing a total somersault. this is something a little uncharacteristic. Now she's letting that ego get in the way.
Yes, she
going
is.
right after. She's trying to play to the crowd.
You start sauntering around and give your opponent time to breathe. Time to get a little break. And that can come back to haunt you real easy.
It certainly can. And now Mimi in the corner, hammering away. Boy, I'll tell you what, our camera people taking you right inside the ring on this shot. And Mimi tries to win. Paradise reverses it around into the turnbuckle. Oh, spinning somersault. We just barely got the tail end of it. Don Moon Paradise now goes up. Takes her monkey, flips her right over. Cindy's a game customer indeed. Now Wheel Club takes her right down, and Cindy holds on to a handful of air. Turnabout's fair play, I guess.
Absolutely, why not? Sauce for the goose, sauce for the game.
And now, Mimi turned her right over. Grab that hold. I don't know if she's somehow across the ground. Now pulls her knee pad down. I don't know if she's going to slingshot or what exactly she's doing.
Ooh, giant swing.
Just kind of drops her. And again, Mimi just kind of walks around, saunters around. I think what's happening is Mimi may feel she's in control of this match enough where she can just dish out some punishment and play with Paradise. It appears to be a painful mistake. Now just chokes her across the second rope, uses it now as a slingshot.
Mimi's been very successful. There's nothing she wants more than to have that belt. She wants to get that title shot. And the last thing in the world that she can afford to do at this time in her career is afford a loss. Because you can lose to the champion. Everybody can say, well, then you're the next best person in the world to the champion.
World period.
That part's true. That part's true.
Meanwhile, right now, she's certainly number one in the ring when it comes to Cindy Paradise. Goes for a backbreaker now. Paradise is getting right in there. Gets her up now again, and a second backbreaker.
Just dumps her off like yesterday's garbage.
I think at this point, Mimi could probably pin Cindy if she wanted to, but she just wants to dish out a little bit more punishment. Now she comes to Haynes, holds her there.
Oh, it's a submission. It's a submission.
Plays her just like a guitar. Cindy gave up, but the game competitive.
Here's your winner, magnificent Mimi.
We're not exactly sure who it is under that mask, but we do know the goddess has a great deal of wrestling experience, but no one has any more experience than Medusa Michelli, who can wrestle in the rules, bring in the Japanese influence, or if need be, throw the rule book right out the window. This one should be wild from start to finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next LPWA match is a 10-minute time limit. Wrestlers for this bout from Milan, Italy, weighing in at 140 pounds, Medusa. And her opponent from every man's fantasy, weighing in at 132 pounds, the Goddess, managed by John Blue.
The way dandruff up, and I think she's done that already.
A little test of strength right here. And Medusa, there we go. It's a very different Medusa. Look at that, what a suplex. A bridge out, count of two, and the Goddess is able to kick out.
Medusa is really,
And I like this, Medusa not giving the Goddess a chance to breathe. She breaks it and get a count of two. But she's not waiting, so she goes right back after, trying to set up for a pile driver.
that's the way she was trained.
Goddess slaps her a couple times on the baby. Goddess is trying to get Medusa up. I don't think it hurts much, but it's awful insulting. Medusa now trying to pull the mask off.
What a close. Almost tore her head right off.
The Goddess is in trouble now. Jonathan Brew not very happy. The ongoing's right now. Medusa now goes into the armbar, twists that socket a second time. Goddess very quick reverses it. Elbow right to the shoulder joint.
Right, the Goddess has great stamina. I'm telling you, she was taking a good beating there, and she's taking control of her.
I'll tell you what, we talked about the shape of Medusa's, and there's not an ounce of fat on the Goddess. And you don't get that way by being a couch potato. She's got to spend a lot of time in the gymnasium.
That's right. Medusa keeping her mind on her opponent, not worried about Jonathan Blue out there.
Smart move. Medusa's really maturing once she's spent over in Japan. Can't help but wonder just exactly what it looks like under that mask.
I'm sure one day we're going to find out if Medusa has anything to say about it.
Beautiful, took her down. Oh, fireman's carry. There's a great amateur move.
I've never really gotten to talk to Medusa since she's joined the LPWA, but she's done a fantastic job. I'm happy to be one of her trainers.
She spent some time with Medusa over in Japan. I'll tell you, the thing that's most noticeable to me is one, granted her speed has increased, but the key to me is the fact, Sarge, your self-assurance and self-confidence in the ring has really gone up.
Well, she's learned to tolerate the pain, but she couldn't do before.
Well, right there, the Goddess caught her with that boot to the breadbasket.
Medusa got hurt a few months back and took some time off. And when you get back in the ring, well, that hurt all starts all over again.
Medusa trying to turn her over. She's got her in a Boston crab.
What a move.
Great move by Medusa. That's that speed we talked about.
Jonathan Blue is pretty upset right now.
Well, this is a submission hold. It's a question of how much pain the Goddess
Goddess.
This is our main event here on No Holds Barred, a matchup everyone has been waiting for. Terry Power, after her meteoric rise in the LPWA, finally gets a shot at the gold, the World Championship. Now, Lady X, the champion, has held the title for almost a year. So far, no one has been able to defeat her. We'll see if Terry Power can get the job done.
Terry Power. Terry Power voted Rookie of the Year. And Jim, this is her opportunity. This is the one she's been waiting for. She gets a shot at the LPWA Ladies World title right here on the Super Lady Showdown. This is the main event.
I tell you what, Terry Power has been waiting for this for a long time. She has never before had a match for the LPWA Heavyweight Singles Championship. Lady X, the champion, coming to the ring, defeated Susan Sexton almost 1 year ago. Never removes her mask, never talks. She's a woman of mystery. And I say Terry Power is going to go out and close this one quick.
Well, I agree with you. This one I don't think is going to be able to drag on and on. Let's go to the match, and let's go to Al DeRusha.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout will be for the LPWA World Title. Introducing in the corner to my left, she is from parts unknown, know nothing about her. She is the current reigning champion of the LPWA, Lady X. And the challenger hails from Portland, Oregon, weighing in at 155 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Power.
You can see, Joe, Terry Power, she has been training. She's been working out. She's in the best shape of her career. And she is ready to take on Lady X, but Lady X has been a tremendous competitor. Almost 1 year as the LPWA Women's Champion. No one else has ever held the title that long. And I think that is a testament to the ability that Lady X has brought to the belt. Terry Power, look at the steel in her eyes, brother. She's ready for this one.
Well, as we said, this is what she has been waiting for. The opportunity to take home all of the gold. And now she's got it. She's got Lady X. It will be a pretty even match. No managers at ringside. No stars at ringside. The lady who has the day will take home the pay today.
Come on, Lady X.
Lady X is starting to I thought Terry Power would be the one to make the fast break because she's got something that she wants to give away. Power wants to prove something all the experts have said. Terry Power is the future of women's wrestling. She has never been able to corner the champion, never gotten a title match, and everyone's always said, all right, Terry Power had a title match, she'd win the belt. If Terry Power doesn't win the belt today, then she's going to have egg on her face, and so are a lot of experts. That's why she's got to prove herself.
Well, you're right. She said that all she needed was a chance, all she needed was an opportunity, and she has it here today on our pay-per-view exclusive, the Super Ladies Showdown. This is the showdown right here. Take a look at that. Take a look at what she is doing. She is literally ripping the hands of Lady X apart.
She spread the fingers. Now sends Lady X reeling back to the ropes.
All right, Terry, let's go. Get her off the ropes. Come on, off the ropes.
Terry Power is just ready. Here comes the big clothesline. Wait a minute. She's over the top rope. Lady X into the ring. Boy, I tell you, Lady X, I don't believe she thought that Terry Power was going to be this ready for this contest. The referee tells Power, you got to let your opponent get in the ring, and Power decides to bring her in and catches the knee instead.
And Lady X now rakes the hair and the eyes across that rope and the throat. And now Lady X goes in. This is her opportunity to take over on the big Power. Jim, it's no secret how I feel about Terry Power.
Let's go. Come on, break it up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fingers in the eyes. That's an old Bobby Eaton tactic. I love it.
Well, and Terry Power, probably the only weak spot she's going to have is those eyes, with the only vulnerable spot. There's not another spot on her body, if you ask me, where she is going to not be able to take a lot of pain, but nobody can take it in the air.
One point down, brought her head with force.
Watch the mess, Terry. Watch the mess.
Now picks her up for a big slam. Power exerting that power.
Got a 2 count, says the referee.
Terry Power wants to add this LPWA title to her resume. She already has a successful jet business. She flies her own airplane. She's had parts in different motion pictures. She's done it all except hold the LPWA.
He gets another 2 count. Lady X 1 second away from losing the most coveted title in all of ladies professional wrestling, the LPWA Ladies World Title.
Reversal into the ropes with a bear hug and dropped her right across the top rope face first. Spun her across the ring.
And now where is X
Come on,
going?
X in the ring. 1,
X is taking her outside, and what is she going to do? Well, between that and being slammed into these metal railings twice now, Powers is not in the best of shape. She needs to get back into the ring. Luckily for Powers, the count has been stopped as the referee is getting Lady X back into the ring.
Come on, up. Let's
Terry
go.
Power
1,
almost
2.
was out of the count at that point. She took several tremendous blows. And now having a hard time getting back into the ring.
Lady X not letting Terry Powers back into the ring. But she needs to remember now, Terry must be in the ring if Terry is going to win the belt. Lady X can hold on to that belt by getting disqualified, or if Terry Powers gets counted out. So this is definitely a situation where Powers has everything to lose and everything to gain. On the other hand, Lady X can win it and keep the belt.
Terry Powers in a situation just like an attorney in a court of law. The burden of proof is on her. She's got to win by pin or submission. That's the only way she can come out.
Terry, what do you say? Give up.
The referee asking Terry if she's ready to give up. Terry says no. The main event of the Super Ladies Showdown. We hope you've enjoyed this great pay-per-view event today. Some of the most exciting ladies wrestling I have ever seen has taken place right here in your homes. To come into your homes today. Be watching for more from the LPWA in the future. Terry Power.
Lady X bailing out. She's coming over here.
Maybe she's going over.
Hey! Watch out for Lucius' hands. Watch out for Lucius' hands. Wait a minute. She tried to put his hand.
Come on, that's right.
Terry Power with a
Go, keep it in the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't let him do that to you. Get up and kick the hell out of her. What the hell? Get up there.
This is not a good time to have something happen with all that broken glass outside. Let's keep it in the ring. Terry Power gets back in the ring and Lady X goes right after her.
Lady X really clocked Terry
Big chop out from Terry. And Terry Power is chopping the daylights out of Lady X. Just tosses Lady X over. There's another flying drop kick. Powerful drop kicks with those legs. There's another one.
Terry Power is just barn burning this thing. She has got Lady X short clothesline. Stuns her.
She's down 1, 2, and just barely gets her shoulder up. Once again, Lady X literally a second away from losing that cherished LPWA title. And now Power picks it up.
Sends her in the ropes. Goes on. Power the power.
And she has the power.
And now, Terry Power, smoke breakers for Lady X.
Lady X comes back with what looked like a possible situation there where she could keep the title, and a shoulder block into Terry Power. Another shoulder block knocks Power down. Lady X goes for the count. 1, 2. And again, Terry Power able to kick out at the last second.
Shoulder came up. Come on, break it up, X. 1, 2, 3. Stay off the throat. 1, 2. Stay off the throat, X, huh?
Well, referee Bruce Kreitzman, he looks more like Johnny Red Shoes Dugan in that outfit he's got on.
Shoulder block again by Lady X. Lady X counting on her foot to do the job here. She's going to go in. She's up on the second leg. What she does, she's holding the man. She puts something in that ass. You see it right there. She's making a leg.
Oh! And she got Terry Power.
Terry was able
Right
to
on the
move.
shoulder, not in the head like she wanted.
Terry Power now going outside. Where is she? She's going to hit up the right. Her mask is still on.
It's safe to say a new era in the LPWA wrestling has begun with the championship reign of Terry Power. And by the looks of Terry Power, it could be a long reign indeed. I hope you enjoyed No Holds Barred, this edition of the LPWA Home Entertainment Series. And keep watching for more home videos released by PM Entertainment. Now, for all of us, thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Resnick saying have a great one. So long, everybody.
Thanks, Vern. Vern was just massaging my left shoulder. In a recent match, I was thrown over the top rope and landed extremely hard on a concrete floor. And if it weren't for the constant massaging in this area, forcing the blood to go through the damaged tissue, this entire area would be black and blue. The same goes for the rest of my body. If I didn't have a massage after each match, my entire body would be black and blue. And that would not even remotely be cool. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the matches on this video. And I definitely look forward to seeing you next time on the next release of the LPWA on PM Entertainment. Then we'll share some more personal moments from my world. And hey, the next time LPWA is in your town, stop by and say hi. See you next time.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ken Resnick, and I, along with LPWA World Champion Terry Power, will be bringing you all the action of the Super Ladies of Wrestling. Each video released from PM Entertainment will feature all the stars of the LPWA in their most exciting matches. You'll also see the world of professional wrestling as you've never seen it before, as Terry Power takes you inside the LPWA for an up-close and personal look. The Super Ladies of Wrestling means the very best in sports entertainment, and they're coming to a video retailer near you. Don't you dare miss them.